Well, hello there, you're here with me, Jake from Harlow Town Fans TV, otherwise known as Foghorn, and welcome to the Fogcast, which is the last video of any kind I'll be doing for 2018. Now, I'm actually recording this for a change on the Sunday. I don't know whether it'll go out Sunday night or Monday, but either way, enjoy your last day or two of 2018, and I wish everyone a good, happy new year. Now, as always, we'll go straight into the scores. Quick disclaimer, there is one game going on in the South Central, the South East Bostic today. That's actually going on as I'm recording it, so unfortunately I've not got that result. And then we'll go into the content that's been sent in. As it stands, and it probably will stay that way, I've got content, first of all, from Chris from the Blue Army Ultras, who Wingate and Finchley didn't have a game this weekend, so he actually sent me some stuff from Enfield Borough versus Broxbourne FC. And then we go into Johnny Drummond, as his side, Billingham Town, visited Chester Lee Street. I will join you after that.
And today I'm at Enfield Borough in the Spartan South Midland League Division 1, 10th Division, to watch Enfield Borough play, as Wingate aren't playing today. Enfield Borough playing against Broxbourne, a team where one of the F2 freestylers used to play at, and it's currently 1-0 to Enfield Borough because of a free kick. What went in, the goalkeeper didn't know how to save it. It just went, he kind of pushed it back into the net, and yeah. For Enfield Borough as a counter-attack, with a one-on-one with a goalkeeper, leads to the ball being hit into the back of the net. To Enfield Borough, dominant home win. The game being in the 10th division, the quality wasn't exactly the same as Wingate, but there was definitely an extra edge of physicality. A lot of horrible challenges, but it just added to the excitement of the game. However, in the second half, it just became just a bunch of passes and bad passes, and the ball was all over the place. So it got a bit boring. However, still, it was a good game to go to enjoy, a day without Wingate and Finchley. So yeah, I recommend, if your main team isn't playing and you've got nothing else to do, why not go to a lower team and support them. Alright, please subscribe to Foghorn. Thank you. Bye.
Welcome to Chester Lee Street. We're top of the league, Billy Town, taking on 4th place, Chester Lee Street, in beautiful County Durham. If you notice, I'm rocking the red today because Billy Town are in their away colours of red and white, so it should be a fantastic game. Up the town. Get in! game of 2018 finished Billingham Town 4, Chesterley Street 0. Town made pretty quick work of Chesterley Street and are currently 18 wins and 5 losses. What a fantastic season we've had. Happy New Year.
Well, that was the content that was sent in both via Chris and Johnny. Now, Johnny Drummond is probably always going to want to send stuff into the podcast because Billingham Town have not lost a game this season at all in the league. Now, I'm actually going up there in March. I can't remember the exact date, but I'll be up there in March to watch one of their games. I'm hoping that is not the game where they lose their first game of the season, but they could go unbeaten, you never know. Now, as always, a Happy New Year to Johnny and to Chris, and of course everybody else who sent in footage over the last couple of months. Now, also, this video is brought to you by Loserpool, who are now the sponsors for everything that goes up on Harlow Town Fans TV. I will put a video in at the end, a little bit of a video, so you can see how it works if you haven't seen it already. Now, in the news this week, obviously it's not been that long since I last did another video. I think the last video I did was Friday for the podcast. See, with it being Christmas, no one knows what day of the week it is. So there's not much news, but a bit of news I picked up actually after the video went out on Friday, and I had to credit Ollie Bayliss for this from Twitter. Visit North Korea have bought an advertising board at Blythe Spartans, and they go on to say they are proud to help support the English game, and we aim to help people broaden their horizons and think differently about the world. Now, make of that as you will. Obviously, a country that's quite reserved, well, I wouldn't say reserved, but they're quite quiet in terms of letting people win. See, not many people know exactly what goes on in North Korea and what doesn't, so that's a very strange thing for them to do. But hey, if it's making Blythe Spartans money, then all the best to Blythe Spartans. Now, one of the results for the eagle-eyed of you may have seen, Hanwell Town lost at home 9-1 yesterday against Hayes and Yedding. Or it may be 2 days ago, depending on when you see this video. Lee Barney got a hat-trick and 2 other players got a brace within that game. And Concord Rangers won as well, which means they're now sitting 3rd in the league. So keep on going, Concord. I've got a bet slip that I've kept safer than I've ever kept anything safe that says you're going to win the league or finish the top 3. Now, we did have a special ground hopper that come to Harlow Town yesterday. Unfortunately, I couldn't, I did see them, but I couldn't get a proper conversation with them because I had to shoot off after the game. So I'm going to leave their Twitter, you'll see a picture of their Twitter now. So go and follow them. Now, let's talk about the games I went to this weekend. Friday night, I went to Harlow Town Reserves versus Sporting Bengal in the Peter Butcher Memorial Trophy. So all the Essex Senior League results that you would have seen were all results from that competition over Friday and Saturday. Now, Harlow started off well. We went 1-0 up. Obviously, we're playing Sporting Bengal's first team as well, bear in mind. The majority of anyway. Went 1-0 up, they equalised to make it 1-1, and then we scored a very good free kick, and then they made it 2-2, and it was 2-2 at half-time, I believe. Unfortunately, we lost the game, but credit to the reserves, they never gave up, played some very good football, and at the end it was just the experience and the fitness of a higher league team that are playing against higher league opposition regularly. And then on yesterday, now you may have seen my highlights of this particular video, but the reason I've kind of done this in-depth review now, rather than on that video, so if I did it on that video, I'd have said a lot of things in the heat of the moment. Now, for those that don't know, we lost to Stortford on Boxing Day, which was the big game, which was the rivalry But we played well, and I think it's fair to say even Salford fans are wondering how we didn't get anything out of the game, because we did deserve at least a draw. Now, going into yesterday, Emil Aqua, who's been criticised a lot by some supporters this season, lobs the goalkeeper 1-0 Harlow. Now, the beginning of the game was very, very poor, and I mean this in the most respectful way I can to both clubs. It was probably the worst game I've seen all season in terms of two clubs playing against each other for that first 20 minutes. And then Matt Foy scores. Absolutely buzzing for Matt Foy. Obviously, he scored loads last season. Single-handedly kept us up last year when he was on loan with us. He got his first loan goal against Hornchurch. So we're 2-0 up. Then a free kick comes in and Bexon goes to catch the ball and it kind of slips through his hands and they score. I'm not going to scrutinise him. Yes, he should have caught the ball, but I'm not going to scrutinise him because there's been games where his saves have won us the game. So I'm not going to criticise him for that. What I am going to criticise is the second half. Now, I'm not going to target anyone saying he was bad. So I get on with a lot of the Harlow Town players. Man to man, they're nice people. So it almost feels like I scrutinise my friends. So I don't want to do that. But the second half was shambolic. Now, obviously, I know Christian Scales has gone to play full-time in Sweden. And Yuli's gone to play full-time in America, so good luck to both of them. And we had JJ the Cruz on holiday. But that second half performance was atrocious. And it honestly was. I didn't go to the Kingstonian game, so that probably was worse, losing 7-0. But that second half performance, we looked lacklustre. We didn't have any drive, there was no ambition. And for those that don't understand the ratifications of that game, Hornchurch are just above us. So they're just above the relegation zone. So at half time, we were out of the relegation zone and every team have got games in hand around us. So that was really a game that was almost what they called a 6-pointer. Then they score straight after half time, 2-2. And then they make it 3-2 and make a sub within the same minute. I kid you not, the same minute, they've scored 2 goals and made a sub. Fair or give or take. I think the people that changed the game for them were the Win Twins. Ronnie and George, I believe. Apologise if I got that incorrect. They really did change the game for Hornchurch and they scored some really good goals and they were up for it. But defensively, we should have never let them get in that position. It was appalling. But that's out of the way and we're now looking to 2019. Now, 2019, I'm looking to get this channel grown. There's a couple of business discussions going on at the moment of this show and where it's going to be seen. It will always be on this channel, but it may have a playlist. So certain company or sports, or which I call them a sports, non-league sports show, basically, will have a playlist where they like the videos and it comes up on theirs. But I also may be doing a particular live show with this same media outlet regarding one of the leagues I cover. Unfortunately, I can't say nothing more than that at the moment, as it's still in the early discussion process. And also, you guys that watch, please send me stuff in. This channel only grows with you, because quite honestly, no one wants to sit here and hear me rambling for half an hour. I certainly don't want to ramble for half an hour either. I like the content that's being sent in, so please keep sending it in to the ones that still do send it in. And other people, get your clubs in there. It doesn't have to be a league I cover. It can be any non-league team within the English pyramid, or even in Wales, Scotland or Ireland, or abroad. You might be an Englishman that lives abroad and you're now following your local non-league team in Portugal. Send me stuff in and it all makes a better content for you guys to watch. And going into the games I'll be watching next week, or this week, so to speak now, On Friday, I will 100% be at the Woodford Town versus Ilford game. I've got to do some recordings with Neil Day. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see them in the podcast. You'll be able to see the highlights on the channel, but you won't be able to see anything like that in the podcast, because that will be going towards an exam piece, a mock magazine day exam. So I've got to get that done, so I'll 110% be there. Corinthian Casuals away on Saturday, I don't know. I'll have to see on my financial situation. Obviously, before I next get paid, I've got 2 live shows to go to. The Isthmian show with Dave Square on the 7th, and then Odds and Evens radio on the 14th. So obviously saving the travel money for that. It's going to be important. And then on Sunday, I'm just trying to find out from my mate. He's got to work out a few things for himself. But he's actually won 2 tickets to go and watch Chelsea's ladies at Wimbledon's ground. So it may be a possibility you may actually see some Chelsea ladies highlights, which is a little bit different, next week on the podcast from next Monday. But other than that, don't want to ramble on too much. Thank you so much for how much this channel has grown. I only started it in February 2018. And at that time, my personal circumstances were different, so I was up north a lot, for those that know will know why. So there wasn't a lot of coverage. And I started the podcast a few months ago, and it's grown and grown with your help, with the promotional sponsors that retweet it, like such as Dean Cox, Sammy Moore, Lawrence Vaughan, all the Harlow Town players that like it and share it. Thank you so much. And to the Billingham Town guys, they've absolutely bought into this channel brilliantly. And if you're ever in that side of the country, go and catch one of their games. Now, this has been sponsored by Loser Pool. This will follow a Loser Pool bit of a video. But thank you, as always. It's been me, Jake. Happy New Year. From the Foghorn, from the Fogcast. If you want any merchandise, you know where to go. See you later. See you next year.
Welcome to Loser Pool. Grab a drink. Let's get started. Please notice that we're licensed in the UK. Start with a new user account. Complete all forms. Confirm your age and register. Next, top up your wallet. And then choose a pool to play. The rules of each pool are noted here. In this case, the pool we've chosen has already started, and you'll see that the current week is locked. Scroll down until you see an unlocked week. And the objective is to choose a team to lose for that particular week. Once chosen, place your bet. You'll see an account update on the right. Success means you move on to the next week. If you're unsuccessful, you can buy back in for a particular number of weeks, shown here. It's just that simple. Join, enjoy the game. We think you'll love it. Please follow us on social media.